Hey crafty friends, it's Gloria here, and today I'm working on a super special 12 by 12 layout using the absolutely beautiful Say Cheese Classic Pooh collection by Simple Stories. Friends, as soon as I saw this collection, I knew exactly which photos I wanted to use, and it was like a match made in crafty heaven. So recently, my girls had a day at school where they had to go as their favorite book character. So my youngest one chose to go as Winnie the Pooh. And yes, she was the cutest Pooh Bear you've ever seen. I just adore these photos. My oldest one decided to go as Glinda from Wicked, and I just captured the most awesome photos from them before they left school in our backyard with a beautiful tree behind it, and I knew this collection would be perfect to document this moment and their special relationship. So we will be creating a layout that's centered around photo frames, specifically like this Instax style frames. I absolutely love this kind of frames, this Instax type of frames, and Simple Stories has an awesome die, friends, that I really think it is a must-have in your collection. This, I did not get the packaging. I just got it like this because the design team gets it really fast before it hits the stores. So we got without the packaging, but the die is just awesome, and I want to show it to you. You get the Polaroid frame, you get the little label maker here, and you get the postage. So it is a very, very versatile die that you must have in your stash. I will also be using this beautiful Pooh die here, and look how cute he is with his honey. You can perfectly make it work for a birthday party. Just a very, very beautiful die. So I'm gonna try to incorporate those, and our layout will be centered in chipboard frames and Instax frames. And before starting, I want to really flip through this collection fast so you can get a glimpse of it. And Simple Stories makes it so easy to create a double page layout with this that come already made for you. You just need to add a couple embellishments and they're ready. You get awesome B-sides. Look at this beautiful landscape here. I've seen beautiful use of that patterned paper. You get florals, and this storybook paper has to be one of my favorites, and I need a couple of those ones in my stash. So I'll be getting a couple more. This paper here has to be another of my favorites. I just love that Pooh there being all relaxed in the middle of the flowers. Just a beautiful pattern paper, and I love the beautiful gingham, the beautiful red gingham at the back. So that's another one of my favorites. You get, of course, a beautiful lined pattern paper, another like a map one, a beautiful green, and you already know Simple Stories does the best tags ever. So this one is also one of my favorites. And look at the back side. How can I choose between those two, friends? I just need another package. And you get beautiful, beautiful patterns, beautiful cut aparts, just an awesome collection. I'm sure many of you have beautiful photos related to this, or beautiful, cute photos that would work perfectly with this collection. So another of my favorites that we will be using, of course, are the chipboard frames. You know I'm a huge fan of these. I just love how they make my photos pop. We will be using this beautiful foam stickers and some of the awesome ephemera packs. You get tons of options, the bits and pieces, the journaling bits I'm sure will make it to this page. Of course, the florals that are awesome, and I'm really enjoying this big bits, friends. Look how fun they are. Look how cute is this with the florals and his hand, and this one here is really fun as well. So let's get to our layout. Let's start creating and let's put all of this awesome products to work to create an awesome layout. Okay friends, so these are the pattern papers that I will be using for my layout. We have the beautiful mustard floral tone-on-tone paper, the red plaid paper, the beautiful storybook, and this light teal. We will also need 2 chipboard frames. Okay, remember we're gonna center this layout on frames, and I cut 2 of the Polaroid or the Instax piece here, and look how beautiful they look. They are such a fun size. I'm gonna bring in a darker paper so you can see it. I don't think that's a good one. Yeah. So they are a very nice size. You can fit a 2.5 by 2.5 photo there. It's just so beautiful. And I want to show you that you also get other pieces. You get like the little label here. I'm sure it has a specific name that I don't know of, but you see you can create a little label there. You can add the dots that go here. It's just a super fun and useful die that I really hope you check out because it's wonderful to have in your stash. So let's move on. Oh, you also get this beautiful little like postage stamp in that die. So you get a couple of very useful elements. So now we're gonna cut this paper here that's called Splendiferous, I believe. We're gonna cut it at first the branding strip. Let's take it off, and I want to cut, you see that we get a little border here, so I want to create that, and that's approximately 9 inches, I believe. Yes, a little over, yeah, 9.25. So we're gonna cut it there just to have, you know, the balance. And that's gonna be our main piece for our background. I'm gonna bring in the yellow, that's gonna be our background. And I'm gonna cut a 2-inch wide piece from the red one. And then I'm gonna cut 2 of those. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 2x12 pieces. We're gonna move everything aside, and that one, friends, is gonna come right behind our storybook pattern paper. Maybe we will have to cut that and make it a little smaller because I think it's a little too wide. I want more of the red one. So I'm gonna look to cut, you know, from the 2 sides. That way we don't get one side that has border and the other one that doesn't. I just like being very conscious of that because I like having balance as much as possible, okay? So friends, I've cut my paper at 8.25 inch wide, and I'm gonna have that one centered, and I'm gonna start adhering my red strips here because I already did the pencil marks. So I will add a little adhesive because I think I will add some stitching to the borders because I love what stitching adds, the homemade feel, and I'm gonna do that later. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna adhere my pieces so we can move along. So I'm gonna have my papers approximately at 3/4 inch to the sides, and the storybook paper is at 2 inches from the side. I'm gonna bring in my two borders here, and I will leave like 4 little squares on the flat paper here, the squared pattern paper, and I will create my 2 little borders. I already did my lines, but you see how beautiful that looks. I love the layering of the papers. So just add a little adhesive if you want to stitch that later, because I'm gonna take it to my sewing machine and add some straight stitches or maybe a zigzag and come back with that finished. So friends, I'm back from the sewing machine and I've added a zigzag stitch here where the red and the teal paper connects. And I love what that subtle stitching adds. So I've gone ahead and I've ruffled my papers. I just love giving my papers my layers more dimension and an extra depth. So go ahead and ruffle your borders a little. And now we're gonna bring in our frames, our photos. I'm gonna have this one that says sweet as honey. I changed the big one that I had. I was thinking of using this one that's such a beautiful one that has the little Pooh Bear, but it was too big, friends, for the idea that I had. So my second favorite was this one that says sweet as honey, and I'm gonna have it down here. Okay, so I'm gonna have this one up here that says smile, but I think I'm gonna cover that. And I have my 2 other photos on the Instax frames that I die cut it. And these pattern papers are from the 6x8. I love that they are a smaller scale, and that way I don't have to cut into my big pattern paper. So I'm just gonna add those here. And I don't want to line them straight, on a line. I just want to have some of them going a little under and some going a little higher. So we're gonna tuck some of the frames, these 2 frames, under the scallops. I don't wanna cover that. You could perfectly place it on top, but I think I don't want to cover those. I don't want to cut up, the scallops that I've created. And I have some adhesive there, so I'm gonna try to just create a little more space for my frame to go under. So friends, now what I want to create is balance between my 2 chipboard frames here and my 2 opposite paper frames. So I want to embellish, but keeping in mind the balance that I want to create. So let's start with this beautiful bear that I created with the die here, the Pooh die that's part of a collaboration with Spellbinders. And I just adore them. They are so, so cute. So I just flipped the image because I wanted him to be looking towards my photos and not outside of my page. So remember that you can alter things to work for you. And of course you can flip it and you can do a bunch of things to make things work for you. So I'm gonna have this little guy that I pieced together. I used mainly, all of these are the color cardstock, the Color Vibe cardstocks that I adore. So if you have those, put them to use because he looks so beautiful in that polka dot pattern. So I'm gonna have him here. But first, I just love this quote that says, sometimes you just have to trust where life is taking you. And I thought that would look awesome down here. And I want to place him covering the little black and white Pooh there. I want to place him on top. And that way I will create a fun little embellishment cluster here. I also cut the red balloon that I want to layer here, and we're gonna work on that layer. Don't worry, friends. The other idea that I have is to use to cover this smile because I think it competes with the color. And I love the word besties because my journaling is gonna be something like that. They will always have each other. The day that I'm not here anymore for them, they will have each other for life, to be besties forever. So that's one that I want to put on top. You've got tons of possibilities. You've got, of course, you need to get this, friends. This is so perfect for your titles and for embellishments. So this is a must-have. So I use the besties there, and I'm gonna bring in a bunch of little like labels from the floral pack and the ephemera pack. The idea is to have my journaling up here. Okay, so I'm gonna create layers under my photo frames, and I will create balance between the opposite frames. So I just cut this one from the cut apart journaling pieces that we got on the big 12 by 12s, and I want to create like a little shelf for my cluster here that we will adhere later. And I have these two floral ones, and one will go under this one just to create and extend a little my cluster there. This is for my journaling, and this one will go under the sweet as honey. Okay, so you can look for how you like the placement. And you see, that way we're creating layers that will create a little balance between our photo frames. Okay, so now we will start adhering everything, just barely lifting things up so we don't move them entirely, and adhering things. Now I will start adhering my little cluster down here, and for that I will use my 1mm foam adhesive, and I will pop up this little guy here with a 2mm just to create some depth and different layers. And this little layer, friends, will go below the pink one. Okay, I love creating, because I love creating like little stairs and creating lots and lots of layers. For my Winnie Pooh, I will add on this side, just to make him like a little taller, the 2mm foam adhesive. That way I will have him a little higher. Okay, now that I have all this adhered down, I will just finish my layout with some small little details that I have here that I think will look great. So from the floral pack, I've chosen 3 different tones of flowers, very small ones, so we don't get too excited with the big ones. But I was thinking of adding one here and maybe one like behind our little Pooh Bear here, just coming from behind him. I also love this little speech bubbles that say, how do you spell love? You don't spell it, you feel it. So I just love, love, love that. And I want to add one here for my oldest daughter and the other one down here of Pooh Bear saying that. So, oh, I also was thinking of adding Piglet, maybe popping him up down here just to make Pooh company. And I think that's, I will leave this one out of the clusters because I think I like how this is looking. And I love this little bees. I don't know if you get to see them, but I think I'm gonna stop there because I love how this is looking. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pop this guy up. We also have him in foam, and I think that would look great as well. Or of course, I can die cut it from our beautiful cutting die. But let me know, friends, what you think. Let me know if this is something that you would try. I just love that it's an easy layout to do. It's not very complicated, but it looks so awesome with all the layers, the paper layers, and all the little embellishments coming from behind. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new, friends, and I hope you check this collection out. It is a wonderful one to have in your stash. It is so useful for so many different stories. So go check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to check my affiliate links down below. They help my little channel grow, and they won't cost you anything extra. So thank you so much for stopping by. This was Gloria Parra for Simple Stories. Until the next time, friends. Bye-bye.